Look, if you ask me what moment in my life made me want to vanish on the spot, I will not say it was the moment someone yelled at me. It was the moment someone belittled me with a smile. Because that kind of laughter is loud. It is warm. It makes you feel like the villain if you push back. Until one person stands up and presses mute on the whole table with a single sentence. That is when you realize something strange. Some respect is not something you fight for. Sometimes a person who knows the work fights for it for you. First, I am not here to milk sympathy. My name is Jiu Shen. My name sounds soft. My job trained me to be soft in a different way. The kind of soft that hides an edge. My family describes my career in one lazy line. They say I work in an office. If they are feeling extra generous, they say my job is safe. The lighter they say it, the less I want to explain. Because explaining is not always dangerous. Sometimes explaining is just a mess. Here is the scene. It happened at my cousin's engagement banquet. The hotel lights were too bright. Bright enough to force happiness on everyone. Champagne. Red envelopes. Photos. A conveyor belt of blessings. I dressed down on purpose. I was not the star of the night. I did not want to be. I wanted to be the polite younger cousin. Smile welded on. Presents turned all the way down. My cousin Shenlong is the type of person who can steer a room. She can turn awkwardness into a joke. She can turn comparison into a show. After a few rounds of drinks, she started calling names. She praised her fiancé Zhoumu. Reliable. Sharp. Well-traveled. Then she swung the spotlight like it was nothing. She said, "Do not let my cousin fool you. She looks quiet, but she is talented. She can make meeting minutes sound like poetry." The table laughed. Someone added, "Office jobs are exhausting too." My cousin raised her glass. Her eyes curved into crescents. She sounded sincere. That is what made it sting. She said, "What is exhausting about it? She does not even have to drink. She does not even have to see blood." Do you hear what that joke really is? It is not evil. It is worse. It is the kind of disrespect that makes you feel petty if you get angry. I held my juice. I smiled. A perfect smile. The kind that looks like a formatted document. Inside I had one rule. Do not ruin the mood. Do not explain. Do not step into the light. For me, that is not weakness. It is habit. Some people prove themselves with noise. I prove myself by disappearing when the mission requires it. Zhoumu had a friend at the table. Qin Lang. Qin Lang did not talk much. He did not laugh much either. He was not trying to be cool. His eyes were always working. Exits. Crowd density. Odd pauses. When you sit next to someone like that, you straighten your spine without thinking. It is not fear. It is instinct. Here is where I messed up. I went to the restroom. I came back. My jacket hung on the chair. The cuff caught on the corner of the table. I leaned down to fix it. In that tiny motion, I made a rookie mistake. Half of an old tag slid into view. A worn number clasp. A plain woven band. It should not have been at an engagement party. It should not have been visible at all. Qin Lang saw it. His chopstick stopped. It was fast. Fast enough that everyone else thought he was just reaching for food. I understood the pause. There was no gossip in his look. No curiosity. Only an alarm that people from the same world recognize without words. Why would you let yourself be exposed under lights like these? I sat down. My cousin went for another bit. She raised her glass. Her voice went up like a host on a stage. She said, "A toast to our sweetest logistics clerk. She even works overtime like she is writing love letters." Laughter hit like drums. Applause almost started. Then a chair leg scraped the floor. Soft. Still loud enough to cut the beat. Qin Lang stood up. The table was still laughing when he spoke. His voice was dry. Each word landed like a nail. He said, "Stop." He said, "She is not the kind of person you joke about like that." My cousin's smile stayed on her face like a sticker she forgot to peel. She said, "What is wrong with you? It is just a joke." Qin Lang did not look at her. He looked at me. Or maybe he looked at something bigger than me. He turned to Zhou Mu. His tone dropped lower. He said, "Your fiancé not knowing is one thing. Do not join in." Zhou Mu frowned. He said, "Say it clearly." Qin Lang still did not say any unit name. No title. No badge explanation. He only said enough for people who know to know. He said, "People on her kind of track are not afraid of being tired. They are afraid of exposure." He said, "Those jokes might be nothing somewhere else. For someone trained like her, you just pushed her under a spotlight. I know that silence. I have felt it before missions." Someone tried to save the room with a laugh. They said, "Wow, why so serious?" The laugh started and broke. Because Qin Lang did not look like he was performing. He looked like he was warning you near the edge of an accident. I did not flip the table. I did not reveal myself. I did not win by crushing my family with truth. That is the dumbest victory. I smoothed my cuff. I hid the tag again. I looked up. I smiled at my cousin. Not a hurt smile. A smile that can stitch a room back together. I said, "Today is your day." I said, "Qin Lang is right. It is also not as dramatic as it sounds." I looked around the table. Gentle voice. Like reading a script everyone can accept. I said, "I coordinate. I write. I run process. A lot of it looks like office work." I paused. I let the air settle. I said, "Except some coordination is not about making things pretty. It is about making sure certain things never happen in a way you can understand." I raised my glass. I said, "So tonight my cousin is the star." To the couple. The glasses clinked. A clean sound. Like a door closing. Outside the door, noise. Inside the door, the boundary I have to protect. Later in the hallway, my cousin grabbed my arm. Her eye makeup smudged. Maybe from wine. Maybe from guilt. She said, "I did not mean it that way." I said, "I know." She looked up. Her voice shook. She said, "What are you really?" I cut the question at the safest line. I said, "I am the kind of person who helps you sleep well enough to get married." She froze. I added softer like an exhale. "Some jobs cannot show honor. Some jobs cannot show pain either. Your jokes were entertainment for everyone else. For me, you took what I hide and put it on a stage." She said, "I am sorry." I patted her hand. I said, "You looked beautiful tonight. Go greet the guests." People ask me if I felt satisfaction. Honestly, no. Satisfaction is for TV. In real life, I felt tired. Tired because you protect people while they press you into a stereotype with the word care. Still, I am grateful for one moment. Not because he exposed me. Because he saw my craft. Because he picked my dignity up off the floor without making it a spectacle. If you have ever been underestimated by the people closest to you, and then seen correctly by a stranger who knows the work, you know exactly what I mean. After that night, my family still described me the same way. They said I work in an office. Sometimes they said it a little quieter. For me, that is enough.